We started the organization with the goal of placing trained service dogs with veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder. What we found out real quickly is that trained dogs are extremely expensive. So we went and chose the option of purchasing a puppy. We pay for health care for 2 years, and then we pay for the training. And when the puppy's 8 weeks old, we place it with the veteran who has PTSD, and then the puppy and the veteran go through training together. They go through a 40-week training course, and at the end of the program they graduate, and the dog is their service dog at that point in time. We believe the bonding is much greater this way because they've been together since it was a puppy. So it's very important that that bonding takes place, particularly with service dogs. They need to be very well bonded to their veteran because they need to be able to respond in situations that a normal dog may not pick up on. They probably will pick up on it, but not know how to respond to it in that situation. So that's what we do. We place puppies with veterans and living with post-traumatic stress disorder. With PTSD, typically veterans will isolate. They're hypervigilant. They avoid society completely. And so one of the things that we want them to do is to be able to have a life again. Post-traumatic stress is caused by trauma, and there are things that we see sometimes that can't become unseen. And so it becomes very difficult for veterans, and not only veterans, but people outside of the military suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder as well. So we want them to be able to have a life again. And that's the importance of having the puppy with them, because they do the socialization. They start socializing at 8 weeks old. They go through 2 months of socialization. And what it does is it helps put the veteran back into society. It gets them into places where they normally would not go. A service dog needs to be highly socialized. It needs to be able to be in places and not respond to different things that might occur surrounding them. So this is why the socialization process is extremely important. But again, what it's doing is helping the veteran come back into society and have a life again, to be able to go to a store. You'd be surprised, a lot of veterans don't go to the store until midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, when there's nobody around. We want them to be able to do things again and just to enjoy life. So that's the importance of having that dog. Dogs are so sensitive to anything that with the person they're bonded with. Their sense of smell is 100,000 times better than the human. So if there's a chemical change, which usually takes place when a veteran or any person is starting to stress, because the chemicals in their body start changing, the dog will automatically pick up on that. In a lot of cases, we'll know about it before the person even realizes it. So it's really important that we train the dogs to be able to respond to that situation so that the veteran has a pre-warning that this is going on. I kind of tell them it's kind of like the dog is their biofeedback machine. The reason why it's important to be here at Pickens today and to let the vet techs know about service dogs is that, number one, they need to understand what post-traumatic stress is. We hear the acronym used all the time, PTSD, but a lot of people don't understand what PTSD is. So it's important for them to understand that. It's also important for them to understand the relationship between the handler and the dog. So it's important from that standpoint because they're going to deal with these people on a regular basis. And so they need to know how to handle that situation, particularly with somebody who might be stressing from post-traumatic stress disorder, because if they're stressing, their dog is going to be on alert anyway. So the vet tech needs to understand that situation, and that helps them to be able to deal with the situation a lot better.